We're after it once again. Welcome to Barn Burner. It's Boomer and Pinder and Rhett Warner here as where are you there, Retro? Is that in the office?
I was trying to get some of these dopey Flames to join me because I know they're downtown Buffalo. So I came to the practice rink and I'm set in Coach Pat Coletta's office here.
Oh, what's the picture of?
Well, that's his one and only goal.
I was going to say, what's the highlight there?
Jeez.
And he's celebrating like he meant to do it.
Yeah.
Please.
Less than a minute in. We're already just flipping guys.
Not collateral damage. That's a direct hit.
No.
Yeah, direct shot.
Red laser dot.
So is it kid hockey or what are you doing?
Well, I wanted to go have lunch with Conroy, and I was trying to get Backlund to come walk over and be on the show because clearly they're not busy here in downtown Buffalo.
Off day.
Yeah. So and failing in all and every endeavor.
Hard to believe that hanging with you in Buffalo is what they wouldn't want to do on their day off.
If anyone knows Buffalo, I mean, it's like the best tour guide in the history of the city, probably, especially if you like booze and wings.
Conroy's coming over. We're going to go have a coffee. We got some kids coming down here. They got to skate. We're going to go tell them that, give them the Conroy insight on life, maybe.
Nice.
So tried to get Huska to come on or Savard. Oh, they're busy. Busy.
Maybe if you kids work really hard, you too could be in the New York Sports Hall of Fame.
That's right. That's right.
I would take you there, but I don't know that it actually exists. But can
you show us?
It might just be a racket.
Craig, can you show us your ring from the Hall of Fame ceremony?
Now, did you ask for Nazem? Because he needs to work on his shootout moves. I just looked at it right before the show. 1 for 6 last year, 0 for 1 this year. Can we stop putting Nazem in the shootout? Unless you want 1 for 7.
Hit the post.
Hit the post.
Pretty close. Yeah,
okay, so 1.5 out of 7 or still 1 for 7?
Sharon Govich hit the post.
I like that a little more. There's the release we heard about all summer.
Yeah, well.
Just need to.
He was the only one out there, though. So if there's other people on the ice, does that happen? I'd like to see it.
First time we've seen it. It's kind of my point.
Really?
When there's no one around you, no pressure, you really can shoot it hard off the post. Well, whatever. Let's get into it. That's the Calgary Flames last night going to Washington. That's right. There's Doug on the Rhett. Make sure you get a photo with Backlund with your new custom-made captain shirt.
Should have wore it down and got it signed.
You should have.
It's busy down here.
Is it?
Tampa Bay's in the hotel. They've taken over the kids' room for their meal.
Yeah, they play tonight.
Yeah.
Stamkos did not skate. That's news for Tampa today.
Oh, dear. 3-2, the final score last night from Washington, where the Flames probably, and I know afterwards, Ryan Huska was talking about it, he feels like every game they've been getting better and better. There's been progress. Would have liked the extra point. They take the single point, and they're fine with that. 5-on-5, outshot the Capitals 32-22. I said with Retro last night, and I think we said yesterday, I really want to try and avoid doing the same show from last year this year. Well, they got a lot of shots. How many scoring chances? A few. Yeah, a few. Yeah, outshooting the opposition, and score was tied. Yeah. That's like 30-9, and it was tied at 2 or whatever the hell it was there in the second period. I mean, if they score another power play goal, if Blake Coleman scores on the penalty shot,
Kadri chance before the Phillips goal. Yeah, there's a bunch
score, of them. 3:34 to go, you get that power play. You score there, you win, you leave there feeling great. You deserve to win.
You said it feels like last year a bit. Last year, they beat Colorado, Edmonton, and Vegas their first 3 games. This doesn't feel like that.
No. I just mean the overriding sentiment from last year.
But the goalie has been good. That's probably the biggest fear dispelled about last year, because you thought even if they were going to be the same group of dopes that couldn't finish enough, at least the goalie being better would be enough. The goalie was not any good last year. Neither were really, because by the time they got to Vladar, he'd lost it. That at least is encouraging.
Just to be argumentative.
Yeah.
Because it's fun when we do that.
Sure.
He's still giving up A couple bad ones.
One softie a game. And I would normally be like, but again, probably your best player last night, no?
I'm in agreement.
And that's 2 out of 3 games he's been your best player, because he certainly was against Winnipeg, and against Pittsburgh, he had a 0 hanging through 40. Not going to suggest that he couldn't have done better in third, but that felt like the team's failure more than his, in the sense that it was the Penguins on a back-to-back in that third period. If you just outwork them, but Markstrom is way down the list of concerns here, and last year he might have been at the top of the list.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Thank you.
One soft goal a game, though. Do you have confidence in this offense to outscore that? Is probably, and he's not going to give up one bad goal a game. That's not going to happen.
And he's just looked good, right? I mean, I don't know what the expected save stuff is. It's very early to be going at data, but the eye test, he looks like he's holding them in when they get into trouble, and they're getting into trouble less. You think of all the breakdowns they had against Winnipeg, and then, late against Pittsburgh after a pretty sound first 40 minutes, or at least the second period. Last night, great start. Like, defensively, it feels like they're tightening things up, which would make sense. New system, new coach, different pairs aside from the top pair. Like, is this going to take some time? Maybe.
That's the opposite from last year,
right?
The early goals. He's been terrific early.
They've had a lead every game. They haven't trailed until the third period in any game this year.
I guess a few things to get into. You know what? Do you have the time machine? Does Jack have it all fired up?
I mean, it wasn't plugged in, and when you do, it has to reload. But I think let's see.
Well, you know what though? Not going that far back in time. We're going back in the time machine. Let's go back just about a day to this very program.
Betway segment, but we can't end the show without mentioning one thing. What happens when former Flames play the Flames?
Right. Generally, Ryan, a former Flame who goes to another team and then plays against the Flame enjoys a certain level of success, often resulting in a goal.
It's not Garnet Hathaway. It's not Chris Clark. Who's the shorter fellow, led the American League for like 3 years in scoring? And
are you referring to Matthew Phillips?
That's the guy.
Right.
Plus 450.
First NHL goal. And set up by Milano. It's a 1-goal game. What an opportunity by...
Look, you can make a lot of money watching the show. You go against my football picks and you bet former Flames to score against the Flames. I'm going to keep a running tally this year. That is our first former player call.
Christ, they've played 3 games. They've already got one.
Right, and it's like we're already up 550. So we're good. If you put 100 down, you made 550 last night. You're welcome.
So Johnny on Friday.
Johnny on Friday. I don't know that we got a Sabre that we're concerned about, Rhett, because Hannafin hasn't been traded there yet. Is that right, Rhett? You haven't done that trade yet?
We can make this happen today, maybe.
Tell you what, though, good Branson would pay big if you want to really go deep on Friday. Now I'm not putting you in a spot where you need to be disingenuous, but Ryan and I were texting back and forth last night, and I felt like if we were live last night, if he would have been on Barn Burner, there may have been a bit of a rant from Ryan Pinder.
Cue me up. What's the rant on?
Well,
there's lots that I don't want to overreact, and I do think there's some good signs, and you want to give time for a new coaching staff and some new groups.
No.
But also there's some things that still look like the same as last year.
More on the Phillips front.
I mean, look, this guy is a Flame. The only way he's not a Flame is if somehow he's denied an opportunity to prove himself at the NHL level. And that lays at one man's feet. That's it. It's only Daryl. Everyone else in the org wanted them to play more than 3 games by the time he'd finished his 24-year-old season. They literally played Nick bleeping Ritchie ahead of this guy down the stretch. Even what are we doing here?
Good for Nick. Hey, Big Nick. Good to see Big Nick.
Yeah, see, there's Daryl in the chat. He's saying the Flames should look at that Phillips kid. You're right, Daryl. They should. But honestly, if he gets 15 or 20 games, you have a better idea what he is. And why, if you're Matthew Phillips, why would you come back to Calgary? What have they done for you? They did the bare minimum. I don't know that you could do less than give a guy 3 games. One of them, I believe, a meaningless game 82 a couple of years ago. and the other two is like fourth line role. He hits the post in one of those games, and it's like you're bringing in furnace face PTO cut Nick Ritchie ahead of this guy down the stretch. You can't give an internal guy a try here. Why? Because Nick Ritchie stands on a scale and has a bigger number. Like, what are we doing here? Daryl, very good coach, going to the Hall of Fame. Idiotic decision. I'm sorry.
What is he going to be, though?
We don't know, but that's the whole point. You should have known by the end of last year.
Retro. That's good. I like it.
By the end of the year, you should say, okay, we saw 20 games of Phillips. Here's what we think he is. And instead, Conroy had to say, love the kid, really wanted to draft him. We don't know what he is. How do you not know what he is when he's 24?
Yeah, they drafted him in 2016.
2016
feels like,
and it's all he was ready in 2018. It took some time, but how do you take a cut like that and invest in developing a guy like that only to cap a ceiling on him at the American League where he's too good? Maybe he's a quad A guy and he's got to go to Europe to make money, but he was too good for the American League. We saw it the last 2 years, and they never gave him a chance to prove anything at the NHL level because 10 minutes of fourth line playing with Lewis and Lucic.
It's part of that thing. He was just down the hall. Like all of his home games were played on Saddledome ice. It was
with the Heat.
And I'm kind of Rhett and I talked about it last night. Whose spot does he take? How does he fit on this club?
You can mix a guy in. I'm sorry.
It's kind of
3 games in 6 years.
You had one of the leading scorers in the American Hockey League for a while, and you didn't let him have a sniff.
For who? For Nick Ritchie.
I feel bad for the people that aren't watching and can only listen because we've had some great expressions out of Ryan, some great facial work.
Find some freeze frames for the show.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know. It's just frustrating because everyone wants to see the kid do well.
Wow.
And he does score, and it's like he's the greatest underdog. Everyone loves the human.
That's
how do you not cheer for this kid? And then it's like, yeah, well, one guy's ego was too big and he couldn't give him a try.
That's the catch for me, was that everybody loves the kid.
Everyone, the whole world.
The whole story's there. Yeah, undersized and won't be able to do it. But from his coaches that coached him when he was a bloody Timbit, they said what a great kid he is. And to not give him that chance and everybody behind him is like, hey.
You got a chance at 18 and you're an asshole. Right? Like,
well, you got to be one or the other.
But he's tall. Right? That's so he doesn't. You don't have to be a good guy.
Yeah. It's like going to school. The smart kids get helped, and the dumb kids get helped. You don't that mucky middle. Mucky middle, never good.
Mushy or mucky? Did we?
He wants to change
mushy.
it now.
I don't like mushy.
Yeah, he doesn't like the mushy now. Dubé gets a goal and an assist. Adam Ruzicka gets a goal and an assist. So does Phillips. See, so Flames have lots of guys they can get goals and assists.
Rooch is back. Remember the beginning of last year when he was scoring? Rooch
could have been playing with Rooch, old Philly.
One guy doing the Rooch. Yeah, he could have been playing with Rooch. Would have made Rooch.
You could have had a fourth line with Rooch, Pelche, and Phillips, and instead you rolled out some expired meats for like 82 games.
Well, you gotta
Where's Trevor Lewis playing this year?
I think he's in LA. Is he not? I think he went back.
Is he playing? Has he got a deal? Where's Nick Ritchie? Are they playing in Bentley for his brother? What are we doing here, fellas?
I don't know what Nick Ritchie's doing because he didn't have the PTO
yesterday. He
Is that what it was?
Cut.
Yeah. Hey, listen. It's not so much about Nick Ritchie. It's just about Matthew Phillips. Now that this game is gone by, light him up. Go ahead, Bubba. Have a great year. Best of luck to you. But yeah, if you were within the organization and watched,
done singing his praises. That's enough.
Yeah, that's enough. Go have a career.
Unless you turn into St. Louis and stick it in the Flames took us in a game 7 sort of situation.
6 for sure. Yeah, and 7, I guess. I was looking back yesterday on the show. We were kind of, just evaluating how important is this game, the road trip, this and that. And Rhett, you had said, it's fine. But if you lose tonight, then it's like the worst thing ever. And then they lost last night, but they got a single point. So where are you on the panic scale?
For me,
more so about the process, what you're seeing with the team as a whole, as opposed to.
I like how the team played. But the fear for me is that it's exactly what you said. You don't want a repeat of last year's scenario, and that's what you're getting. That's what
the nightmare.
That's what you're getting. Well, they got a point, so it's okay, right? It's better than not losing, but not as good as winning. So we're fine, except if you lose the next one, and then it starts to add up. And the top guys, Pinder said it, and we talked about it last. I think Markstrom has kind of answered the bell as far as the questions. Is he going to be good? Where is he at? I don't like the soft goals, but he has looked into it and has made huge saves. So that's fine. I think he gets the pass there. That box has been checked. There's still other guys that I worry about. Like, you've got a power play late in that game. You could win it. Who's stepping up and making a play to score the goal? They hardly had a shot. That bothers me. So I think there's still a lot of things that are like, Kadri.
It felt like the power play derailed the team in the first when they were humming. They'd get 2-man advantages, if I'm correct, in the first. And it seemed like they lost momentum on the first. And I think they score late on the second. Maybe that's the Dubé tip or whatever. But it was like, it felt like at times last year was the same. It was like, oh no, power play. Shoot, we were going so well. And I'll say this, like, in terms of the big picture stuff, you'd feel really good at 2-1-1 if you win in Buffalo. You'd feel like you really screwed it up at 1-2-1 if you lose to Buffalo. By the end of this road trip, when you've played 6 games, I think we'll have a better idea of, like, okay, is that a disappointing 6 games? Was it okay, or did they exceed expectation? There's 3 teams left. None of them made the playoffs last year. None of them in this whole road trip made the playoffs last year. And really, like, how you feel about this team, if you win, lose, or draw in their next 3, I think has a lot to do with it, because we are seeing some progress, but we're also seeing some of the same red flags.
You don't get that feeling like you did, and it's why revisit the past, I guess. But when the Gaudreau line would come on, you'd feel like, okay, here's their chance. This is the shift. Where the line, okay, just get through, don't get scored on, get the Gaudreau line, or get whoever out there. And this is your opportunity. I don't feel like we're ever in a spot with this team right now.
No,
this is the opportunity. You've got them hemmed in or whatever. There's just no, and Daryl talked about it all last year. There's no stars. There's no.
Now, to be fair, he said there's no stars on this team the year when they had 340 goal scorers on their top line. He loves saying that because
fair enough.
But the identity he wanted to build. But last year he was kind of right. Like, Huberdeau wasn't a dynamic difference maker. He doesn't look like him this year either. Nazem Kadri was not a dynamic difference maker. Doesn't look like this year. Elias Lindholm is, but more in sort of like the defensive, like, Bergeron mold, not a star to score goals and win games. I love Rasmus Andersson, but he's not like a guy that's going to get Norris votes that runs the best power play in the league. Like, they're lacking high-end dynamic talent. And when you look at the payroll, there's guys that are supposed to be providing it that just aren't. Like, I know Huberdeau's got 3 points, but like the eyeball test is the same as last year. I'm sorry.
Yes, exactly. And I was going to bring that up. The points are fine. It's point a game, whatever, but just watching his impact on the game, you don't see. And I'm worried as to what Kadri is going to turn out to be, because we have 2 third-line centers in him and Backlund. In a way, that's good, but in another way, you can't use guys in the same role all the time. Like last night, there was a situation where Backlund went on the ice, and rightfully so, and I think it was in a penalty kill situation or a shutdown situation, defensive zone draw. I don't remember exactly what it is, and Kadri was on the bench. Well, if Kadri's not a shutdown guy, then he's got to be a scorer. And I don't know that he's going to be. Like, what indications make you think he's going to get 30, 25? Wow.
Nothing yet. And he's had the rotating cast around him, but that's been the case since he got here. And I think he's a reason for that. I don't know that there's an automatic guy. Oh, we got to put him there. And to be fair, like, it doesn't look like Huberdeau and Lindholm.
Well, you can't hand everybody something, right? Like, some guys are supposed to stir the drink.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. All that, especially the big money guys. You're the guys that should make the people around you better, not need a particular type of person next to you.
Yeah. So if we're trying to find guys so that Kadri and Huberdeau can score, well, that's working backwards.
And it's hard because you fight that battle between cap hit and ability. You could put me on the roster and give me $10 million. I'm not going to be able to score.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard when you're in these chairs. If you're a fan and you're watching someone who's being paid 10 million or 7 or whatever, you're being paid to help the club and you aren't helping it. Some nights you're hurting it. That becomes very frustrating. Jack, I just put a tweet into the old folder there, into the drive. Robert Munich works out of our
Germany,
out of our Vancouver offices, and he does a lot of work for us. Finds the video and articles and all kinds of stuff on FlamesNation.ca. Which again, we invite you by all means go to FlamesNation.ca and check out Brian Pike doing good work there. They got all kinds of game stories and every stuff every day. But he kind of had a tweet last night. I kind of captured. It was yeah. You know what? That's probably bang on. I'll call it up here. Jack doesn't want to show it. Jonathan Huberdeau has been one of the best playmakers in the NHL over the last 6-7 seasons prior to joining the Flames. But I don't know what happened to him in Calgary. He was terrible tonight. He's struggling to make simple plays. He looks nothing like an elite player.
No, nothing at all. And
there's no flashes, even for an instant where, nothing.
Last night, it's a 2-on-1, and he gets it across the line and immediately tries a pass that's low percentage, and they don't even get a shot. That's what's killing this group. They have odd man rushes. They don't even get shots. Like what I see is a guy trying to do low percentage plays all over the ice that was always weak defensively, but now isn't dynamic offensively. That's a scary, scary thing. And you're 1 of 8.
The low percentage stuff that's what you notice.
Oh yeah.
It's not him.
I know you could do that 1 time out of 10, Jonathan, but this is the NHL and it's going to go the other way on an odd man rush because that's just not a smart play.
Yeah.
It reminds me a bit of Bert when he came to Calgary.
That backhand neutral zone sauce that was a turnover half the time.
Yeah, he was still strong as an ox and he would turn his back to protect the puck and then try a backhand sauce into kind of nowhere.
Turnover city.
That's not helping. I know we talk mostly Flames, but I wanted to get Pinder's opinion on this.
Yep.
Alex Ovechkin.
Ooh.
Crutch or help for the Washington Capitals?
Sorry, what was the question? Crutch?
Well, I watched, and my opinion is you can't take away what he's been and what he's going to be at the end of his career.
Yeah.
But he's a detriment to success for the Washington Capitals.
I think Frank alluded to the power dynamics in that organization yesterday when he said, look, they're running it back when they probably know it's not the best decision because this is how they're paying respect to Ovi and getting a championship. He wants to be competitive. They'd be better off selling parts than rolling with the number of older guys they've got. He doesn't look dynamic at all. And if you have a game plan for him on the penalty kill, how's he going to score?
Well,
it's weird to say it and it's early, but the feet don't look good right now.
No.
And Retro, you're critical. I think we're all kind of critical of paying tribute, being respectful of someone who deserves and has earned that respect.
He's a top 20 player maybe in the history of the game, right? Like he has a good shot at being the greatest goal scorer in the history of the sport. I do understand why Ted Leonsis would say, yes, this is what we're doing.
And Rhett's point last night was you spin it. You've got a new head coach, a rookie head coach, Spencer Carberry's 3rd game or 2nd game for the Capitals.
Yeah.
How do you handle that if that malaise that he shows, in addition to declining foot speed and whatever, put it all together?
Yeah.
How do you handle that if you're Spencer
Can you
Carberry?
go to a guy like that and say, can we just play you on the power play? Are you okay with that? Like,
I don't know what they've got better options. Like that's the thing. It's not like
but he eats up so much
kids down, but you're right. It's like he didn't look good. He needs to get going. He doesn't look like he did last year even.
He didn't look like he wanted to move.
Like he's normally a bunch of hits and like 7 shot attempts. I haven't looked at
I don't know if you've watched him enough lately. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe you have, but I don't know if that happened last year. Those hits, I think they're few and far between. He was one of my favorite players, and you feel shitty almost bringing it up, but it's coming. That decline is happening fast.
5 shot attempts, none hit the net. They all missed, either blocked or missed the net.
Yeah.
And he had 1 hit. That's not an OV game. Especially with the special teams chance of that. How many?
I think it is an Ovi game. That's the problem.
That's a problem then, right? And that's the point you're making. It looks like a problem right now.
I can't believe Retro would go after one of the game's greats like that.
Yeah. Well, that'll be
trash.
That's hot all over the internet.
Can't believe you'd say all that about this guy. Another guy who had an off night until he was impactful was Evgeny Kuznetsov. Takes a couple penalties. He was all wound up. He was hot and bothered. And then to the shootout. And it was funny because I saw on social media people, oh, did you see this? He's been doing this for years, right? This is nothing really new. Kuznetsov, highly skilled, goes into the shootout and does the
like Ovi.
That looks like
Ovi's kid. Yeah.
Just slowly creeping in.
He's been doing this for a couple of years. It's a pain in the ass, but it's
Markstrom knew, because you could see afterwards. He's like, shit. I knew he was coming in.
Or like, hey, if you're going to embarrass me, I'm going to at least hurt you. You might score, but I'm going to take you out. Where's Barry Brust? I was saying it before the show.
Remember Brian Burke, our old friend? He said what they need to do is have a chaser. It's like what they do in kid hockey. Don't they have you get the guy at center ice with the puck, and then the other guy's got to be on one knee.
Bottom of the circle. Yeah.
At the bottom of the circle, and then you go.
Yeah, I'd still be playing with my speed. But my kids and I were watching that last night. 3-on-3 is the shits.
Yeah, coaches have broken it. I said this would happen 10 years ago, and people hated it, but the coaches always break these things. You now need an over and back rule.
You should have I think you have to change the whole thing, and you should have 1 5-on-3 each.
Yeah, that's changing the whole thing, all right. But as it stands, it's just like, I don't really like the shot chance. Let's go skate back to our own zone.
Or just get rid of it and go straight to the shootout. Because the 3-on-3 is a waste of 20 minutes of people's lives. This is bullshit.
There are some of them that look good, but when they look bad, they're just as mind-numbing as
What needs to happen is there needs to be a breakdown at someone has to fall, and then 3-on-3 is good, because then a team gets a chance and they attack and they go for it, and if they don't score, oh shit, somebody's going the other way on an attack. And
it's alternating 2-on-1s if you ever get a good chance. It's just that teams never want to surrender that chance. Exactly. And I get it, because it's like, it's like a 1 in 4 chance the game ends if that guy gets a shot.
Maybe you're only allowed 2 guys in the defensive zone.
What if once you gain the blue line, you got to keep it in? You can't carry it out or it's blown dead, like a reverse offside, because that would stop all the reloads.
I think you'd be blowing a lot of them dead.
Well, but then teams will stop doing it.
But it'd be it would be stoppage after stoppage after stoppage.
Well, that's just suggest they wouldn't adapt. Of course, they don't want to stop whistles.
Just get rid of this shit. Throw it away. Go to 5 shooters. Who cares?
So let's build on your 5-on-3 thing. How does it? So we got 5 minutes, 2.5 minutes each.
Football. Both teams get the ball once. You got to score. If you don't score, you go to shootout. You get 2 minutes.
And if you both score, you go to the shootout as well.
What's that?
If you both score,
shootout
again, or you keep going. I don't mind it.
No, it's shootout because you'll go too long.
I can hear the complaint already. Guys like Chris Tanev are going to get lost to injury blocking shots on a 5-on-3. But
absolutely. But
none of these things are perfect, or we'd have something better than what we got. And people love 3-on-3 for 5-10 years before the coaches figured it out.
Or how about this? We get to overtime. The goalies have to come out. The e-bugs go in. The third donkey sitting in the back drinking Diet Cokes all night.
Well, there's one e-bug for both teams.
You got to go in
against both. I love it.
Then we need to add it. We need to get another one. We need to get.
We got one e-bug who plays in net, and both teams get 2 minutes of 5-on-3. Whoever scores the most goals wins.
See, this is where our show is good. This is what our show is, where our strength lies, is coming up with answers to questions like this. How do you fix the 3-on-3? Now, do you think other people feel it too? You guys obviously do. Retro, you brought it up.
My kids said it. This
is boring now.
They wanted to stay up to watch overtime, and they're watching it halfway through. They're like, this is boring.
It's become very slow.
Oh, it's painful.
And there are still good 3-on-3s, but the percentage of ones where you're like, that was a waste of my time, it's getting higher and higher every year because, again, it's all about possession. So until you force teams to make tough positions in tight spaces, they're just going to reload. They're just going to swing back. I don't like it. Well, back to our own.
Yeah.
Let's get a change. I'll wait behind the net. We'll get another change. Reload. And if no one makes a mistake, you're just reloading for 5 minutes. Like you would hold the puck for 4 minutes and not take a low probability shot because there's no punishment for it. There's no shot clock. You're allowed to leave the zone. Like, you have to change those rules or it's going to look like this.
5 minutes. at the 4-minute mark, or let's say 3 minutes, you throw another puck onto the ice.
I don't mind
And then
that.
with 1 minute left,
I love that.
another puck.
Then they
So what we
run
do-
into each other.
After 5, the 2 goalies have to come fight at center ice, and then the referee determines who won the fight. That's your bonus point.
Oh, we'll come up with something.
So lots
let
there.
us
We'll
know.
workshop it.
Yeah, we'll
Did you
workshop
fix your
it.
hat, Dean?
No.
It's looking
She's
pretty
great.
straight.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, you know, maybe what it is. You know what I did last night? I was sitting here in my little thing, watching the game, getting ready for Afterburner. I had myself a Mexican lager.
Oh, that's
It's like I brought those. Geez, you know what? It's an early game. It's not too late. It's about 7:30 or so. I've got some Origin beers downstairs in the fridge, getting nice and chilled. I had myself a little Mexican lager, watching the tail end of the game.
Don't mind if I
Delicious.
do.
You want to show us? Give us the. We've joined up our buddies out in Strathmore, Origin Brewing and Malting. There it is. Yes, the Hiltons, 5 generations out in Strathmore. They grow it, they malt it, and then they turn it into delicious beer. It's from whatever you from field to glass.
Yeah.
All under one roof. There's not many, and I think there's maybe one other set up like this in all of Canada, where the family grows it and then puts it right through the brewing process and the malting process. I don't want to bore you with it, but I want to tell you is they make hella good beer out in Strathmore, and we are pumped to be hooked up with them. I know we've already been talking. We're going to find a scenario, a little spot, a little sweet spot.
Yep.
Out to their tap room in Strathmore to go and do a show and hang out for a bit.
If you're ever out that way, I'd be offended personally if you didn't check out the tap room.
He's not lying. He would be offended. Those are the types of things that would offend him.
Well, it's
60
phenomenal
Spruce Park Drive in Strathmore. The website, originbrewing.ca. When you're in your favorite neighborhood pub or watering hole, ask for Origin. And if they don't have it, bang your fist on top of the bar and say, gosh darn it. Get your poop in a group and get some Origin in here. Dude, sweet.
Exactly. Those words, exactly.
That's what I'd say
And
for sure.
I don't know what's going on here. They delivered 12 flats of tall boys here. We filled the fridge, and there's still a bunch of flats left over. And now there's 4.
There's only 4.
And Jack was sending me videos from a house party, and everyone's just hammering Origin.
I was going to say.
Real kind of Jack.
Yeah.
He's been working overtime. I'm okay with it. You know what
Not
he said?
sure.
He said, you know what? I don't want to speak poorly about the beer because it's phenomenal, but these little iced tea things, deadly. I was like, yeah, you're right. That is the correct answer. They are deadly.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what's about the beer. Those hard iced teas. I was telling Sterling, you gotta start pumping these bad boys out. I got ideas. I got all kinds of ideas. Next summer,
The Dean the Brewer.
look out. Let's get after it. Let's get going.
Baker, brewer. He does it
Yeah,
all.
you name it. Yeah, you name
Buns
it.
and
Yeast. Nothing but yeast. Origin Malting and Brewing. Originbrewing.ca is the website. Why?
Nice hats there, fellas. Nice hats.
Great
Just saw that.
Get yourself
Matching.
that.
And in fairness, I think that's the old logo.
Okay.
Because they've done a full revamp. You can see in the top of the corner there. That's the new. And while you're at the old tap room, buy some merch. They got the great looking hats,
Good
shirts, all
merch.
kinds of stuff going on. Okay, go to the website, eh?
Hey,
Go to the website. They have I don't know if it's karaoke nights. They got some nights, and they got trivia nights. They're having a ball out in Strath
Oh
Vegas.
no, Strathmore was.
if you
They're
like
having a hell of
fun,
a time.
good place, Dean. Careful.
They're having a hell of a time out in Strathmore. We'll do the Pinder Report in a moment. Want to once again bring your attention to the Hearing Loss Clinic. Back on board with us here on Barn Burner. I am a very satisfied customer. I was texting with Travis Rhodesy, the proprietor. How's it going with the Hearing Loss Clinic? So good is what I understand. They have the 5 locations in British Columbia. They got Cranbrook, Creston, Fernie, Golden, and Invermere. 4 of them here in Calgary. Soon to be 5, ladies and
You've been teasing
gentlemen.
this for a bit.
Mm-hmm. And prime location. That's all I can say. It's going to be a prime location. It's kind of by Chinook Mall. Anyway,
Oh.
hearingloss.ca is the website.
Richard.
if you have an inkling that maybe you're suffering from some sort of hearing impairment, hearing loss, something's up with your hearing, then you have to go. It may be nothing, it may be something, but this is how you start to, I've been saying it over and over again, when your eyes go, you don't waste time. When you got a sore tooth, you go and get that looked at. But I think there's something about, it's ringing in my ears, or one's better than the other. Why wait? Hearing Loss Clinic. They are the best in the business at what they do, locally owned and operated. They've been doing this for years and years, helping raise the quality of life of Calgarians and people everywhere. HearingLoss.ca, like I say, the technology is fantastic if you need it. And the good news is you may not, but wouldn't you rather know? Book yourself an assessment. Tout de suite. Look at me with my French. HearingLoss.ca. And be on the lookout for that new location. Might be very
I don't know where it is, Dean. I don't know where that is.
I tell you, but, I'd rather not do that. I'm sworn to secrecy.
All right.
It's kind of over by the Shikmo. Time for the Pinder Report, brought to you by Village Honda. New in-stock inventory on the ground. Go and check out the Pilot. Go and check out the newly designed Accord. The Passport, all waiting for you at Village Honda in the Northwest Auto Mall. Online, villagehonda.com. They're your dealership for life, and they present the Pinder Report.
Fellers, we start back in Washington last night, where the Calgary Flames played their third game of the season. I watched it. You watched it. Jack saw it. But what did our heavy-hitting post-game analysts think? Let's go to Afterburner Edition 3.
You have to score late power play, penalty shot. Maybe Coleman's not your ideal choice for it, but nonetheless, when you've got those opportunities, I think you got to put the game away.
And I don't know that they were particularly dangerous on any of those power plays.
Nope.
I thought that Markstrom had to be real good on occasion on the Capitals man advantage, but this was it was a great start. I said it today on the other show. I don't want to fall into a trap or fall into something where we're just doing the same show again this year. But because halfway through the first period, shots are 26-9. Yep. Game is tied at 2.
Yeah.
It's the same show.
If you're going to dominate, put them out of the game and put it to bed. Get the third and then get the fourth.
Sleepy retro there.
Flames are 3 for 11 on the season. It hasn't looked that good. And to be fair, there's a couple second unit goals. The Dubé tip, I believe, was last night, and then it was Ruzicka setting up someone in game 1. They're top 7 in the league, but from what we're seeing with our eyes, they're not staying there. Fair?
No, they're not staying there. Look at Savard is new. Yeah. There's some new components to it. Rhett, you talked about it the other day. I don't think you have any choice but to get Coronado involved.
Oh, he's your best.
He's the best shooter on the team.
Yeah,
which is maybe an indictment, but it's great. The kid can shoot it. You don't be cute. Don't overthink it. Put him out there. He's your best shooter. Let him lead you if that's what it comes to.
Here's Ryan Huska post game. He didn't mind a lot of what he saw. Listening to his comments here.
Oh, it was a good night. I mean, for a road game, this is a pretty good one for us. And I would say when you look at our 3 games, we've gotten better every game. And that's what we want to keep seeing. So the way we played tonight is the way we'd like to continue to play.
A number of guys, maybe yourself included this morning, talked about starts. You had to have been pleased with that type of first period.
Yeah, for sure. I thought we skated, and I thought we did a good job of managing the puck better than what we have in the first couple games. So it's a step in the right direction for us for sure. Yes, we would have wanted the extra point, no doubt. And that at the end of the day is what it's all about, but we're getting there.
I can't believe he would just rip them like that.
3 games in.
My goodness. Just
no one cancel the off day bag skate.
You lose them this early in the season. You're not going to get them back, Husk. Jeez.
It is funny. While we were listening to Huska there, I looked up the penalty kill. They're 100% on the penalty kill. Best in the league. There's 4 or 5 teams still at 100%, and they're 7th in power play, 27%. Things could go worse because those aren't going to last. And look out with Buffalo. That's a team with skill coming up on Thursday night. Okay, so Huska had those comments. We talked about it earlier. Let's hear from Matt Phillips, who again, if not for an attitude issue, Rhett. Well, no, hang on. Let's listen.
First and foremost, just like to send my thoughts to the Snow family back in Calgary. It's pretty heavy thing, and everyone involved. It's a difficult thing, but they're making the most of it. So just sending my thoughts there.
Class act all the way through. You love to see the kid, A, having success, and B, being rewarded for all the hard work and being a great human his entire life. He's 25 and he's finally getting a kick at the can here. Good for him.
There was also, I saw a video last night, I think it was from the Capitals Twitter or X account, whatever you want to call it, and they had it in the locker room afterwards, and great congrats to the goalie for getting a new kid, and Matty Phillips gets his first goal in the room. Just like, oh, like they love
him.
They love the story. They love the guy already, and it was Carberry's first NHL win. He got the game back, but lots of good feels in that room.
Well, and I guess if you put yourself in someone else's shoes, I can understand why Matt Phillips didn't get a shot. They were so deep, and they really didn't have anyone that they could have taken out of the. Oh, and there's Nick Ritchie released from PTO September 29th. That's a while ago. Okay,
it is a while ago.
That backpack's got to be filling up.
It's a new item there. Yeah, and we shake a few old ones out. Like there hasn't been a lot of Troy Brouwer smear jobs lately, so that's going to fall out of the backpack.
He's been retired for about a decade.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Nice of you to lay off.
You're welcome, and good to see you around town, Troy. Let's hear from Darcy Kemper. Kemper had the unusual shootout celebration. Well, it's because he's a new father, which is great. Look at the smile on this guy's face.
Was your son and just everything that's been going on the last few days just kind of on your mind today throughout the game?
Make me tear up here. His first game, he won't remember it, but nice to win the first one from him, that's for sure.
Aww. Alberta guy, am I
so
right?
Good.
Lloyd or something like that?
So good.
It was great last night, I thought, by the way.
Saskatoon, right? Isn't it?
It's Tuna, that's right.
Tuna.
Yeah. Played in Red Deer.
There you go. Oh. Well, at least he didn't go back to Edmonton, so.
Nice of the Flames to really boost morale in that locker room last night.
Yeah, you know what?
Like guys tearing up, having their first NHL wins, goals.
Wait till Washington comes to Calgary. They're going to do the same thing. 5-point night for Huberdeau. It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
that poor
Jack
bastard.
Find when Washington's coming to town.
He's not even tired yet. He's still excited.
Oh, it's so great, is it?
Off day today. Here's what the rest of the road trip looks like. They're in Rhettsville right now. Buffalo off day. Not quite Miami on a Friday, but
we need the horn from the Bills game.
How's the weather? It was rainy. Like
it's not bad today. You
could
could get out there and hit the ball around. I think they had a team outing going on or something. I heard rumors.
Slow pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Dingers left and right.
Spike ball. Columbus on Friday. That's the second half of a back-to-back. And that's Johnny night.
What about Vladar night? Is it Vladar night?
Yeah, I think sniffing around. At one point it was a plan for
like
Vladar yesterday, and I think there's some tickly throats is sort of what I've caught potentially happening, and so that might have derailed an original plan. But I would be stunned if you didn't see Vladar in the back-to-back.
Do they take lozenges on the road, or do they have to kind of
Ricola?
You got to declare them.
Declare that, yeah.
Cross. We got a few guys out too. Giacomo's out today. Not going to be a practice.
Name drop.
Who?
Giacomo.
Is that one of your kids?
Giacomo.
Worst name drops ever.
The worst. For 8 people.
Your Buffalo little inner circle of kid hockey name drops are the worst.
He listens.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Jack Armstrong.
Giacomo.
He's driving in the truck right now. This kid scored a goal last night.
Georgie Sweetland.
That's right. Yeah, George.
Fireman. Bad Army's.
Okay, NHL news. Let's go. Hey, remember the New Jersey Devils? Perfect in the preseason. No one's been perfect forever. Devils. Maybe things aren't so rosy. Timo Meier, John Marino, and our boy, second-round trade Curtis Lazar backpack. A single shift last night in the third period. Now, for Lazar, that's not crazy. He's a fourth-line guy. Marino, decent defender.
It is crazy.
Timo Meier just got out of the deadline. They give him all the money. Timo, what are you doing?
Fire Lindy.
They just extended Lindy like 2 days ago. He's pretty safe. If you fired Lindy right now, he might be smiling the rest of his life.
Oh, he'd be pumped, wouldn't he?
Get some of
Pulling
that
the
paid
Babcock.
leave. Yeah. He and Daryl could go sit by the fire together and count their money and cackle. Jeez.
Curtis Lazar, I
For a
believe,
second.
I'm just looking here. 2017, I believe, was the trade.
It's before the expansion draft. You wouldn't need a second rounder there, or you could have got players for second rounders.
So that's how deep the backpack is.
It was a horrible deal. He had like 2 goals career high.
I tried to sell it as it was a good move.
He's a great human. Let's not character wise off the charts, but it was a bet for a player to do something he'd never done, which was score at the NHL level. If only they listened to me, Dean. Don't you know that loudmouth
You've
know
said it for effing years.
on the radio?
Clearly,
Come
we
on
could
now.
run a team.
Come on now.
If you
Clearly.
only listened to our advice, you'd be huge.
Well, we'd run it.
Gosh. Yeah.
Into the ground, but we'd run it.
I mean, they're doing
As
okay.
long as
on
we
their
don't
own
have to worry
sometimes.
about numbers and any of that BS, we'd be fine.
Would we have like 5 coaches the last 10 years if we were running this thing?
Nope.
No, it'd be
because
Rhett the
Rhett
whole
would be
way.
coaching.
And we'd be hanging banners and having parades. Come on, fellas, give us a call. Elsewhere, good little finish to the Rangers Coyotes. Well, kind of after the finish, really, but it's been a little feisty start to the year, boys. Been some fights, been some melees.
Now Hayton is involved.
Shesterkin.
Shesterkin gets right in there. Shesterkin jumps in. Hayton went after Lindgren.
Igor needs to get out of there.
And Zibanejad is involved on one side.
Oh, this is really broken out into something nasty.
And it started with
Powerbomb.
and Lindgren.
Oh, it's Dumby.
Lindgren missed the last game
He's already scored for his new team, hasn't he?
for the Rangers. And
Watch your skates.
Schmaltzy and Dumby.
Yeah, watch your skates is right. This is a close call there.
which is the way he plays.
Do we like those Coyote jerseys, the originals?
Yeah, the Peyote Coyote. I'm all about that. That's
Yeah, I
their
dig 'em.
best one. The Cucina, I think they call it. Yeah. Anyway,
Seven
Coyotes,
guys.
they lose 2-1. That's a good team in their building. Dean's been promising this calorie-free prediction thing, and just definitely based on how we roll. Don't know if it's ever going to happen, but I do want to say I am bullish on Coyotes this year in a serious way.
Is that right?
They're projected for 74 points as the over-under to beat. Are you kidding me? That's like
'Cause you-
barely better than last year's team.
Because you
They are
kind of hate
significantly
them.
better. Hate
You're
them.
always
The owner's an
the
idiot. The GM's done a
ownerships
great job. They've been
He's
stockpiling
very
picks for
easy
years.
jumping back and forth over that fence, Steve.
Oh, the owner's a moron. But
great
aside from
vertical.
that,
not like that guy trying to jump over that chain link into the
Ooh.
water the other day.
no, I'm
you
clearing that.
scale
no
it
sweat.
clear.
No, that's
Yeah.
easy. All kinds of clearance for that. Don't worry. Let's go to the NFL. Things were feisty before Dallas and the LA Chargers played at SoFi, which I believe is a home game for the Cowboys somehow. Right, because it's the Chargers and they don't have fans in LA. Ooh, this is feisty. No, what?
Shoving.
Bang! There goes a helmet. Welcome back, Austin Eckler. Popped right in the yap.
Poor Eckler.
It was a sign of things to come. Eckler couldn't get things going on the ground, and the Chargers did
Now, if
lose
the game
again.
hasn't started, can
Yeah.
you hand out a penalty, or does
I feel like
does
there's a fine coming from the league. I
the
don't know
cops
what the
get-
follow was.
Is that a cop issue? Do you need police?
Now, this isn't a game. There's no officials. This is now an
Yeah.
abuse, sort of violent act, right?
Yeah. LAPD has to take to the field.
I feel like they might be busy.
Yeah.
All right. Chargers lose again.
What? How'd Dak do?
No one really did great on offense. The thing about the Chargers, Dean, is that you have a young star quarterback. All you need to do is probably just give him a defense and an O-line, and you're going to win a lot of games, right? The Chargers spent the second most money on their defense in the last 2 years of any team in the NFL. They've tied up the fourth most cap space on defense the last 3 years. And yet, since hiring Staley, a defensive coordinator that came over from the Rams, they've ranked 28th, 29th, 29th, and 32nd by different defensive measures. What the bleep are you doing?
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah, it
that's
is.
not
It's really
great.
bad. And Rhett, we'll get to that. Don't worry. That's next. Chargers lose. Cowboys win.
Remember when everyone loved Staley? He was going for it on fourth down. He was a renegade and he's gunslinger. And you got to love the way this guy, he's got faith in his offense and faith in his team. Lets them decide it.
10-7 at the 15-yard line. Let's go for it on fourth down. Kick the field goal, tie the game, you knob.
He might be the next coach fired all of a sudden.
He's the odds. I think he would be top 2 or 3.
Probably, right?
We can research that.
All right.
All right, Rhett, you showed it off. Let's have a look at the standings. Dino, the 72 Dolphins have not popped champagne yet because look at you. You're 6-0. The stinking Bard Painters, what a run. Wow. And Retro in the mix, Simply the Breast, 4-2 in our fantasy league. And Antonio Clown, our boy Jack, he drafted Cooper Kupp, corpse. He drafted Jonathan Taylor, MIA. They're both back.
And Kamara, who was suspended.
And Kamara was suspended. And he's 500. So look out for Antonio Clown chasing you down. I finally got my first win. I'm 1-5. It's miserable at the bottom. Miserable.
Now, in fairness to me, I was trailing last night. 2-minute warning. I'm down to Derek Willis, my kicker, the Dallas, whatever his friggin' name is. Field goal. I win by about 2.5 points.
That is beautiful stuff.
Just
for Dean.
Thanks. Yeah, but it's now a disaster because Justin Jefferson's hurt, and
you're already missing.
HN is hurt, and my other running back, Williams, he's going to miss this week, and Breece Hall's on a bye, and
it is Biocalypse. It's a tough week for buys. 6 teams are not playing this week, so be very careful with your fantasy. A lot of dead bodies in the running back room on waivers. It'll be interesting for claims this week. We know McCaffrey left. Chicago's situation's up in the air. They're still missing Herbert. Can Johnson go there? The other situation we're watching is Kyron Williams in LA. The Rams, he's hurt.
He's not playing this week.
There's a lot of injuries plus buys means that you got some decisions like if you're playing fantasy. So heads up on that today. We'll move.
I saw today Leonard Fournette might be coming off the scrap heap.
Yeah.
Playoff Lenny. Going to may join a playoff bound team.
He's done it once before, rebirth. So maybe he does it again.
Boomer has it.
Here's the scenes last night in Philly. Was our boy Frank there again last night? Or was this? This was the night.
Yeah, that was last night, right?
Yeah. The wife. Let's look if you can see him. The highlights is a Bryce Harper just crushing balls into a euphoric capacity crowd.
And it's not that easy to do.
No,
I swear to you, if you don't follow baseball, it's not that simple. But
you don't
he
does a home run every year.
All the bloody time.
Castellanos, same deal. He's on a heater.
Yeah. Schwarber. I was going to ask Frank yesterday, but he probably wouldn't have had the answer. I read an article one time about how many times Bryce Harper went to the Little League World Series because teams would pay him and his family to go with their team to the Little League World Series, like over a span of however many years that you're age eligible to do it. He went so many times and was so good so many times at the Little League World Series. Kid's good.
The real World Series just 3 wins away all of a sudden for Bryce. We'll see. Schedule. Here's what we got tonight and tomorrow. I believe we threw in there as well. Phillies game 2 from Philly. More of those vibes. Then a scene switch in the ALCS. After an off day today, it'll be Houston going to Texas. Rangers have not, that should say lead 2-0. That's a mistake there by whoever's running the Major League Baseball app. They haven't lost in the postseason. They haven't lost.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, right? Is that bad or good? What do we?
In the playoffs, it's really good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Finally, we have some news to announce.
That's bad. Yes.
Next month. This one is not good, and it has me worried.
Jack cover his mouth when he coughs. God.
No. Local man paralyzed after eating 413 chicken nuggets.
Paralyzed?
Paralyzed?
Did he fall off his chair and
I don't know if this is real or not. This could very much be fake, but
42 is a long way from
I owe you 42.
Well, I like Swiss Guy 25 with the...
So the limit's 412.
So then... The limit is 412 then. Good to know. 413 chicken. God, I need to know more. Over what type of a time span?
Sauce or no sauce?
Drinks? Are we drinking with that? Is there... We
paralyzed how?
Are you hitting the bong beforehand? What do you need to do to keep that appetite?
Are you paralyzed like for life or just...
Drinking paralyzers?
For life.
It's the internet. It's got to be true, guys. You can't be asking hard-hitting questions like this. Just trust it.
Those do look good, though.
Yeah, they do look good. I loved the ones the other night at Greta. They're very different than the clown nugget, but I enjoyed them. I'm looking forward to our debt repayment.
Let's do it this weekend.
42 of those is a significant...
They were bigger. We'll see.
I will help you.
We have to size them and make sure we can even weigh. What we could do is you could weigh 42 clown nuggets and see what
42 is 42.
Okay, screw you. That's it. That's your Pinder Report. Thanks,
okay,
Dave.
good.
Appreciate your leniency.
Paralyzed for life. It's Village Honda.
No.
Oh, is that not? Sorry.
The
Your
dealership
for life. Village Honda, a huge selection of pre-owned. All makes, all models, all budgets. No matter where you are, no matter what your taste is, Village Honda is going to take care of you. 70 units on site, access to more than 400 more inside the dealer group. Make Village Honda your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. Worth the trip to the Northwest Auto Mall. Go and see them. They'll take good care of you. They take good care of us. Village Honda, right here with the Pinder Report. I had a little video. I saw the headline come up, and I figured, okay, well, I've seen that one and we've shown that one on the show before. It's a new one. Suffice to say, kangaroos are assholes.
Yeah, don't be effing with kangaroos.
What's up with kangaroos, dude?
If Aussie Brad is watching, we could use some on-the-scene reporting.
Well, I wondered if this is Aussie Brad, because we know Trigger is dog, right?
Yeah.
Aussie Brad, our buddy from down in Melbourne. He's got the man cave going. He's got Trigger, his dog.
Melbourne.
And saw this video. Look at this asshole.
I'm gonna punch your fucking head in. Look at my dog.
The kangaroo has a hold of dude's dog.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Dude, look mean. He's jacked.
Dropped his phone into the water, got the dog.
That's like a moose and a man put together. That is freaky.
Look at the friggin' biceps
What's he doing
and
to
shoulders.
the dog? Jesus.
I know. It's like, hey, let him go, you freak, you pervert, you sick pervert.
Look at the arms.
Look at the arms on this. If you're not watching, you got to go and get on the old YouTubes.
They're kind of becoming snakes for me. They're disgusting.
They're really gross.
And then look, he takes the first shot.
Look at the claws on him too. Jeez.
I'm gonna give you a punch in the head. What does he say? Sorry, Jack. Start it again. What does he say to him as he's approaching him in the Aussie accent?
I'm gonna punch your fucking head in. Look at my dog.
Let go of my dog. Yeah.
I'm gonna punch your fucking head in. Look at my dog.
I got my dog.
Yeah, and the claws on that thing. That, you know what? You're right, Rhett. Nightmare stuff.
Don't like it. Another reason not to go to Oz, Dean. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but I feel like I want to go, but it's starting to stack up.
When is this becoming a show? A Nightmare on Elm Street type of scenario?
Christ, look at the abs.
Nightmare in Melbourne.
That asshole's doing crunches all day.
I know. He's just planking and doing push-ups and burpees. That asshole is ready to bleep people up.
Friggin' kangaroo Pilates over here.
Damn marsupials.
Settle down. Hey,
marsupial.
Mix in a burger. You health nut, you freak. Just want to grab him by the ears.
Those
No, you know what? I'm losing that fight.
That thing.
Oh yeah, you're toast. Man.
Oh,
look at the claws
he
on him.
lunges at him.
Jeez.
Oh,
Retro, how you doing?
Hate it.
Hey,
well, I'm grabbing a stick. I'm not going out there empty-handed.
I don't like that.
You know what? And growing up, there's a kangaroo with the little Joey.
Cute.
Oh, the little Joey in the pouch at the kangaroos and boing, 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 bouncing around. Yeah, until they're slicing your friggin' aorta with their claws.
Nice aorta drop. I feel like maybe the moms and the Joeys are much nicer because there's in Canada, like around Vernon, you can go to like a kangaroo park and it's not like you're looking across the fence.
Hell out of here.
You're
in park in Vernon.
You're in a park with
drugged up, doped up hippies with kangaroos. Yeah, let's visit there. Good idea.
We took the kids and they were like 2. You could go up and pet them. They're right there.
No chance.
I'm telling you, there's a place like dozens and dozens of them just walking around eating the grass.
It's great. I'm not going.
No, I think what I'm saying is I think the moms and the kids are docile. It's the dads that are assholes. It's kind of like this show.
Kind of like this show, yeah. Into the colonial. You know what?
See, it's in the Okanagan. I'm telling you.
Don't care. Not going.
I'm never going because he'll be standing on the other side of the fence or whatever. He'll be looking like,
"Hey, fat boy, bring your ass in here."
Look at you. You'd be delicious. I'm going to take my little claw here and I'm going to open
You're
you up.
vegetarian.
Do they eat the dog?
I'm going
What do
to
they do
gut
with the
you like a
dog?
fish and just feast away at your gooey innards.
I think
You
they're
fat prick.
herbivores. They just fight for pleasure.
Really?
I think so.
Makes it worse.
I know. Because
I
you know
remember-
they just fight for fun.
Now remember, because the first one of these first videos that came out and the guy was, the friggin' thing was standing at the doorway. Remember, it's like, look at the size of this prick
Yes.
on the other side of the front door with the shoulders and the biceps and everything. It's like, that's not real.
Kangaroos are herbivores and like to chew on grasses, herbs, and shrubs. Besides humans and wild dogs called dingoes, kangaroos face few natural predators. That's why they're such assholes. No one's keeping these jerks in check.
You know, I find that hard to believe. That looks like somebody that's a lot of protein.
That guy eats steak, you think, hey?
There's some real protein. That's no.
Yeah,
That's
he's hammering.
No carbs, no sugar. He's lean as shit.
That guy's eating. He's just hammering.
Him and
chickpeas
Joe
all
Rogan
day.
are having
no
elk steaks.
He's on my wife's
3
diet.
times a
He's
day.
hammering chickpeas
And he's
sweet
got, and
potatoes
you know
every
what?
night.
He's a sick bastard too. Because I
Yes.
mean, poor dog.
Commodore called Babcock a pervert. What's he going to say about this guy?
Take a look. Keep your eye open for the Kangaroos are assholes t-shirts coming to the Nation Gear store. Look at the shoulders.
Dude, the claws with those
Now,
arms? How do you not
AI,
just get
it's not, right?
sliced?
Look at
That's
the
not
claws.
No way.
Oh, man.
Guess we should probably move on.
Yeah.
We need Aussie Brad to weigh in here. Are these like how much of a menace are they? Because you can get kangaroo hamburgers. They don't eat meat, but you can eat their meat down there because they're like, we're just going to call these assholes. There's too many.
You know what? I'd be up for that.
Yeah, there you are. You feel better
But
about it now.
I need weaponry.
Stay in the cities, eat hamburger burgers, do your part.
Coming up over at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, the event center is going to be G-yumpin'. You could dress up as one of those sick kangaroos, maybe intimidate the hell out of everybody. It's the Howling Howler over at the Grey Eagle coming up October 28th at 8 p.m. Billy Talent, Gob, and the congregation they're going to be rocking out on October 28th.
Fest.
Tickets available at Ticketmaster.ca. Anything that goes on at the Grey Eagle Event Center, Ticketmaster.ca is how you get your tickets. I would invite you to check out their website, Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.ca. Go to the event center and see all the things that they got going on there. Maybe it's a comedian, maybe it's a band, maybe it's the Howler, maybe it's a ventriloquist, maybe it's a hypnotist. You just never know. As Sheldon's bringing all kinds of entertainment, there's something there for everybody.
It's true.
Ticketmaster.ca. And coming up, so it's the 28th. We're right on it. We're going to have some tickets to give away.
Ooh.
We're going to have some comp tickets for some of you out there to head off to the Howler, courtesy of Barnburner and the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. I just need a sip of water. Got all
I don't know if you
water
saw
over
I don't know if you saw in the
camera.
comments. I think it was a Mr. Public Pain there who was, I think, is the awkward hugger. He's the awkward hugger. He had the weird hug. He had a good drop there. It was a nice callback. He's clearly got a good memory. Remember the neighbor that was accusing the other neighbor of harboring animals? His cat, the cat pervert?
Cat pervert.
That kangaroo is a dog pervert.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Who dog pervert? Cat pervert.
Try and keep up, Mr. Public Pain.
Down there. Good God. You watch Trigger. Keep him close.
Brad, keep your head on a swivel.
You know what? He's going to set us straight because you only see a couple of these videos. They live amongst these. Brad will let us know what's happening down there. I feel
Is
like
that like
things get blown out of
seeing
proportion.
Is that like seeing a white-tailed deer on the prairies? Is that just
No, it'd be like seeing a black bear. Aussies are freaked out and Canada's like, yeah, he's going to run away. He's fine.
But how often do you see a black bear?
I see him twice a year.
Yeah,
Every
that would
spring
be the
break.
high end for me. I would
Dean
take the
as
under.
well if he left his
I was going to say, there's not many in your yard, so you see zero.
Southeast Calgary, the populations are quite low.
I haven't seen any in years.
They haven't been in the
May long. They're
haven't
not
been into my bird feeder.
Yeah.
Or sniffing around my
Couple years
barbecue.
ago, there was a couple of mooses in the Mackenzie Lake.
Mm-hmm. And where was it? There was like a lynx or a jaguar or something. Remember, it was like walking across the top of the
Bobcats are everywhere. The Bobcats are all over the city, and people are missing little purse dogs and cats. Don't put up signs. Just understand the Bobcat has them.
What the H? Where are we building these Bobcats?
They live in the river valleys. They love everyone's little purse dogs that are all the rage. Let's request our listeners. A lot of people have these cameras in their yard. Bobcats all over. So
now, I'll say this,
some footage, send it into the barn burner.
If I were to be leaving my house I have no idea why, but if I open my front door and I see a Bobcat in the front yard, that's not good. But if I see a 6'3" ripped fucking kangaroo staring at me, I'm shitting my pants.
We got within like 25 feet of a Bobcat, and it was like, okay, there's a few of us, not too.
Because I feel like you could, that Bobcat, he's out, he's leaving. I don't think that kangaroo's leaving. He's like, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum, fatso.
I'm here to eat your meat and take your wife. Put your dukes up
there, fat boy. Mind handing that over?
Hey, fatty, pass the lays.
Yeah. Those fresh buns you got in the kitchen there,
Those are mine now, mate. Come here, you.
Yeah, he would have an accent for sure. That's a good point by you. Hey, this day in Flames history, it's a presentation of our good buddies over at McLeod Law, our events partners.
Yeah,
and just they're kind of an OG. They've been with us right from the start. McLeod Law, Peter Klein. They were at the season opening party last week. God love him. The Peter Klein, he's the personal injury guy, also the go-to guy for disability insurance here in the city. If your long-term disability insurance company is acting like a kangaroo, they don't want to pay those insurance benefits to you, contact Peter. He'll get you those disability benefits that you paid for and deserve. He will show that kangaroo who's boss.
What would Peter say to the kangaroo dude?
I don't know what he would say.
Well, he'd say something. Oh, mate, this is my dog now.
Is it the kangaroo or Peter? I don't know. Does Peter have
listen, you asshole.
Yeah. Look.
You're breaking the rules, and
I'm going to need you to let go of the dog and pay these disability insurance
That's right.
premiums. That's peace of mind that you paid for will be yours with Peter Klein and everybody at McLeod Law. And again, they do it all. Whatever it is that comes up in your life where you need some legal help, it's only one place, the good people at McLeod Law. Now, so it's this date. Where did I put it? I didn't print it out. I'll get it. Stand by.
Is it a good one? Please tell me it's a good one.
Well, you know what? I didn't have
mixed bag.
No, it's good.
Okay. Yeah, I like good one.
It is a kind of this day. It's a record that still exists. We go October 17th, which is today, I believe, 1989.
I knew it was going to be 89. All those records are 89.
The Calgary Flames are at Le Colisée in Quebec City, Quebec, to take on Les Nordiques.
Les Nordiques.
It is 1-0. Curtis Leschishin makes it 2-0 with the shot from the point. Nords, love and life, great jerseys. Yeah, Michel Goulet, side of the net. Michel, Elavou. That makes it 3-0.
Flames pro scout Michel Goulet.
That's right. Flames get to within a couple. Gary Suter, or actually, this is Stastny.
Bernie.
Stastny makes it 4-1. There's the shot. Another shot, side of the net. They score again.
Oh, dear.
But the Nordiques are going to
Mike.
They're going to turn it up here. There's Guy. That makes it 5-3. Peter Stastny, his second of the game, 6-3.
Holy fellas.
To the third.
Vernon's still in net.
Yeah, they don't pull.
He's still in there. He's
Joey Sorella shot 7-3.
Joe Mama.
Jeff Brown tucks it in 8-3.
Ocho
now, men,
Vernon.
6.5 to go. Gary Roberts gets one. Then another.
Boom.
Then Poplinski. He makes it 8-6. 3 goals in 23 Final seconds of the game. Shorthanded. Otto, McInnes, Gilmore scores.
Yes.
15 seconds left off the draw. Gilmore to Ranheim scores.
You got to be kidding me.
2 shorthanded goals in 4 seconds. NHL record.
Never to be beat.
6 33 left, trailing 8-3. They score 5. It ends in an 8-8 tie.
Can you read that headline for us? Can we go back, Jack?
Est-ce que je peux aller à la salle de bain for la fenêtre? Ouvre la porte. Never to be beaten. 2 shorties.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, read that for us.
Sorry, Jack. Les Flammes font rage pendant la mi. Can we go back just to see how those two, because it is that record.
2 shorties in 4 seconds.
So the first
this is
one
when the
is
comeback starts. This is what 8-6 from Pep, isn't it?
So this is the Poplinski goal, makes it 8-6. And then, like you said, Rhett, they call timeout. Otto wins the draw. Look at it. Boop to McInnes, all alone at the side of the net. Gilmore.
Where the hell is the defenseman?
And then off the draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both of them shorthanded. I think that's Stefan Fissé in net.
Mm.
No.
So there you have it.
No.
Calgary Flames, Quebec Nordiques, 8-8. October 17th, 1989 at the Coliseum. Weird seeing Guy in a Nords jersey.
It was just nice seeing him.
A Fleur?
True. So there
Look
you go.
at that score sheet. Are you kidding me?
A lot of points there.
Yeah, that was point night for both teams, wasn't it?
All-time hockey.
And
Rhett, I know.
Vernie.
Never doubted you, Mike. Never doubted you.
If it was Wah, he'd have said, I'm out of here. Trade me right effing now. Anyway, that's so that was, you love talking about the 89 team. I know, Rhett, so I thought I'd bring that one to the table for you today.
Well,
he was excited. His face just lit right up when you said 1989.
Yeah. McLeod Law, whether your challenge is business or personal, they're in it with you. Professionals with a common goal, helping clients meet their needs, no matter what they may be. You can follow them on social media at McLeod Law LLP, online, McLeod-law.com. Contact Peter Klein, contact all of them. They're going to help you. They're the best in the biz, plain and simple. And have joined us. We're going to be doing a number of events.
Yes.
We're looking at one for February-ish, maybe? Maybe January-ish? Maybe in December? Trying to do some good things. McLeod Law rubbing off on us.
I'm going to need a lawyer with me when I eat those nuggets because you keep trying to bully me into other dumb decisions.
Nah, not me. I'm just here to steer you straight.
Right.
That Kangaroo.
I've sent a note. We're going to have an Aussie Brad update this week. I'm telling you, I've got the Aussie Brad request out. I said, we need a Kangaroo update. It's around the 1 hour mark of today's show. Just get us up to speed on what's real and what's not. So I would expect we get some thorough reporting in the next 48 hours. It's like 17 hours ahead. It's tomorrow there already.
It's weird, though, that there's a few of these videos floating around.
Yes.
Of these weird jacked kangaroos.
I know. Maybe this is one breed. I don't know. It's not.
And you know what it is, too? They've kind of got that steely. Go ahead. You want to try me on for size?
You want
there's a cut. There's a real air of confidence.
You want a piece of this?
Shirts.
Oi, you want to step to me?
Jack wasn't hungover. He could find more videos of guys fighting those things.
Yeah, Jack. Hammerhead.
Jack coming off a 20-hour day yesterday. He's like, bleep off, guys.
Oh, did he?
He's 4
How
shows.
do you do that when you're hungover all the time? Good for you.
It's youth. It's the youth. Time. Take a look at what's on the menu with DoorDash. Yeah. We've got some games in the NHL coming up tonight. What we got? 5? We got a handful of them. DoorDash. Restaurants, grocery, pharmacies, bakeries, flower shops, and more. Everything that you need. Ordering is easy. Just open that DoorDash app. Choose whatever you want from where you want. Items will be left safely outside your door. Default contactless delivery setting. It's really changed the way we do things. I love it. Won't lie to you.
Nation 25. That's a move.
I think it's great. And yes, for a limited time, our listeners, our buddies, get 25% off, 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code NATION25. That's NATION25. And don't forget to do it. Because you're going to be, guys were talking about DoorDash. Yeah, we should do that. Yeah, what are you going to get? What are you going to get? And then you put the order. It's like,
Nation 25.
Use the code Nation25.
I got a setup for you here. You ready? You ready, fellas?
What's on the menu?
Okay, well, there is some nice NHL appetizers. If you want to see if the Canucks are real, they're in Philly. Rick Tocchet against Philly. I feel like there's been a few of those over the years. Also, it's a Stanley Cup rematch. It's Colorado's in Seattle. Remember, it was the Kraken that knocked off the Avs last year? What? It's true. It happened. But I am going with the main course of the Diamondbacks at Phillies. Frank and his wife going to be back at it, ringing the bell. Harper and company, ripping dingers into the night. That is your marquee matchup tonight, and I'm going Vietnamese sub. If the bun is done right, it's perfect. Love a good Vietnamese sub, Rhett.
Oh. Bon mi?
Bon mi.
Yeah. Delicious.
Thought I got a reaction out of Rhett there. He's just.
Well, I was going to say it's because the French and the Vietnamese combined cuisines. That's why the Vietnamese food is so good.
Oh, okay. So it has some history as a nearby
the French baguette is
yes
behind the.
It is a sensational combination of worlds there.
The baguette, très bien.
That bread better be good.
Delicious.
And it will, because you're going to see the ratings on DoorDash. You're going to know which ones. Those are the guys we're ordering from.
Don't forget, that's code NATION25 for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Offer valid in Canada, subject to change. Terms apply. DoorDash, dash that for the win. So yeah, sorry for Aussie Brad if you're watching in Melbourne.
That's going to be tough.
Deal.
That sub might not be hot by the time it gets there.
Yeah. That
is a hot sub too.
As fresh as that sub may be when it leaves, the ends might be a little hard. But don't blame DoorDash because they're the best. Let's do our Betway bets. Betway bets. I know this is, people don't want to hear about the Oilers or whatever. Everyone's the Oilers, are they any good? They're going to lose every game. 0-82. Is that what it's going to be this year? I don't think they're going to lose 82 straight. I think they're going to bounce back at some point. I think it might be tonight. They are in Nashville.
Couldn't stretch out a little longer, Dean? Just a little bit of fear up in Edmonton? Come
on. I'm getting plus money with Leon.
Oh, no way.
Anytime goal for Leon, plus 115. 2+ points for Leon, plus 115.
Love the 2
early in the season, before things kind of get in.
Didn't they combine Leon and the
yes. Even more reason to jump on that 2-point bet, Rhett. They've got McDavid and Draisaitl on the same line. 2 games in, not panicking at all. They only had 1 5-on-5 goal though, so we're changing all the lines.
It's nice to have that option though.
It is a nice thing
to shake it up.
Yeah. What do the Flames do when they need a goal? Who do they put together?
Well, clearly they're top guys, Huberdeau and Kadri.
They did that last year.
Did Jack laugh at that? Did I hear Jack laughing in the background?
Is that a huff out of Pinder?
That was me. I honestly, there's a part of me that thinks those two will end up together, and it's just gonna be like, this is gonna be our problem child line. You guys just go away. Like, we'll put someone else at Lindholm. We know back.
Your negativity is really bad today. Come on,
like a lot of the other parts. Those two, it's really grim when you look at those two guys.
Lazar taking stray bullets. Troy Brouwer out of nowhere taking it right in the ribs. Like,
nice guy, great agent. It's really more for shot at your living, if we're being honest. You take that money if you're Troy. You take that money.
And build a house.
Yeah, retirement.
I can't believe I got an offer. I'm already building my dream house.
What are the odds?
God.
Oh, jeez.
I have more examples, but you're going to accuse me of lining up people and knocking them down. We've already offended enough people today. Here's my bets of the day. Hope I don't offend anyone. I think the Canucks are for real, guys, at least when they're playing Philly. Vancouver minus 1.5 is plus 165. Here's why I like Vancouver. They've upgraded the decor. They're going to get a better Demko because that's as bad as he's ever looked in the NHL. And I think Tocchet's actually a really good defensive coach. Minus 1.5 at one of the worst teams in the East pays plus 165. And the Avs have revenge on their mind. Sure, you beat us in the playoffs, but we got you game 3. Ha ha! Yeah! Ga, 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 ga. Plus 160, minus 1.5.
I feel like we need to clip that. You know what, guys? I think Vancouver is going to be really good. They've upgraded their D, and I think Rick Tocchet's a good coach. I feel like there's just some reason we should be keeping that for some point.
I'm not saying they're going to win the division, but I am saying that this is a team that is going to be in the mix for a playoff spot in this division.
Chronic.
And remember,
This isn't NFL. We've established NFL. You bet against what I'm saying. I told you to bet Phillips plus 450 last night. You're up $550. You're welcome.
Yeah, King Chronic on the chat. He says, always remember, bet the opposite of Pinder.
Oh, yeah, you lost money on Phillips last night, you jerk. Chronic.
Betway. Get the Betway app on your phone. Play along in-game, prior to, some future bets. It's all there for you. Betway, our buddies. Bet the responsible way.
Vancouver 14-1 to win the Pacific Division. What was that, Dean?
I don't know if that does not feel
I don't see that either.
Not sure I like that. Couple things. Want to say, send a shout out to our buddy Greg Keller at Bonton Meats. Greg, love you. We're thinking about you. He's an OG. Bonton Meat Market, been around since 1921, been on Barn Burner since day one. And also just a heads up, Ask Rhett coming up on Thursday. Get those questions in. The email address, askrhett@flamesnation.ca. And then in a couple days' time,
Rhett's going to reply because I check my emails. And
all the questions are going to marinate inside that tub.
Yes.
And on Thursday.
You know what I've just figured out? How I'm going to get back into the NFL picks. I'm going to ask Rhett who's getting the picks against the spread this week. He's above 500. I'm just going to steal his picks. Go Friday, back in business.
Maybe.
Well, definitely take the Steelers.
We definitely could see what Jack's made of this week.
We learned a lot today.
I am.
Yeah. We learned a lot today.
Did we?
I think so.
Did we?
One thing we didn't learn, I feel like, was what happened in the rest of the NHL last night. I have no clue.
We told you that the Rangers held on against Arizona 2-1 because we saw the melee at the end.
Detroit got a win.
Toronto lost to a team they should have beat, Chicago, but ours didn't even get on the score sheet.
4-0 Detroit beat the Columbus Blue Jackets. Shane Gostisbehere got his first.
The Rhyme Dog.
There's so many new players. They overhauled that roster in Detroit.
Yes, they did.
You need a scorecard to keep up on that. So yeah, it was 4-0 there as Columbus loses. Florida, they defeat New Jersey 4-3. Sam Reinhart, he's got 3 already.
Sammy.
In the young season.
See the alley-oop from Chucky?
Mm-hmm. Jesper Bratt, good player. He had one last night as well. He's got 3 in the season.
Did not.
No, he did not. 2-1 Rangers beat the Yotes. Chris Kreider has 4 if you need it.
Pick him up.
Clayton Keller, Vinny Trocheck. And yes, the Chicago Blackhawks defeat the Toronto Maple Leafs 4-1.
And
Mackenzie Entwistle. Hold Mackenzie.
Sheldon Keefe calling out his top players. Hey guys, Chicago's coming into town. Free score on the bingo card. Let's go party.
Friggin' Corey Perry.
Yeah. Frank had noted it on Twitter today. Perry's got an interesting case for the Hall of Fame because he's still playing when most of that draft class isn't. That's that legendary, 03 or 04 class. Getzlaff was in it. Like the games played is going to be phenomenal. He has a heart. I think he flirted with an Art Ross, and it's like he's still going. Interesting case.
How many finals has he been to?
A bunch.
In a row here recently. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Back to back. I think he lost with Montreal in the bubble final, and then he lost with Tampa.
Was he in Dallas when they lost the year before?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he was.
Did they get to the final, Dallas?
He was in Dallas in 20.
The bubble.
Montreal 21. Tampa
they lost
Bay.
to Montreal. That was semifinals. Yes. The North Division played the West, and then the winner got Tampa, and Tampa won in the bubble. We're not going home! Stupid divisions.
What are you talking
Scotiabank North Division.
I don't follow what you're saying.
Montreal.
3 in a row.
He lost with Montreal.
He lost with
in
Dallas in the final.
Dallas didn't get to the final. Dallas hasn't been to the final.
In Edmonton?
No. Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay.
Oh.
No, because Montreal beat them. It was Montreal.
No, Tampa beat Dallas in the final.
No.
What was the final in Edmonton?
Montreal, Tampa.
Didn't
Was
Dallas? No. That was the next year.
Okay, there's 2 pandemic seasons then.
Dallas beat Vegas to go to the final.
One of those years, Montreal went to the final. It was the
I
Shea
know,
Weber,
and then
Carey Price.
Montreal beat Vegas to go to the final.
Were they both in Edmonton in the bubble? Or were there one of them not in the bubble?
No, because this is painful. I got
back-to-back seasons. We're both right. Dean's done. See you, buddy. What are you doing?
Bye.
What are you doing?
Was hiding.
Going for coffee with Conroy. I gotta go.
He's gone.
Yeah.
I was going to ask him to ask about something. Connie doesn't need to catch a stray, though.
No. Hey, thanks for being a part of the show today, buddies. Support the sponsors. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like the videos. It helps what we're doing. It helps us do this because this is important stuff.
Life-saving shit.
See you tomorrow, buddies.